Hey guys, how's it going? Oh god. Yeah, it's been a few days, about 5 days since I done my last video. Yeah, this one is about underestimating the cold. Oh Christ, it's got cold. Which is funny today because I've got the back door open and it's nice and warm. Apparently we've got this Indian summer coming, or this week, where it's going to be in the 20s in the southeast. So yeah, that's quite nice, having one last bit of sun. But the other day, what day was it? Saturday morning, Sunday morning. Yeah, Sunday morning. Oh man, it's freezing. And I thought I'd done a good job with the insulation. I knew I had a few other things to do, but yeah, it was so cold, and I've got more to do, and I couldn't be bothered to do it Sunday either. It was that bad. I just couldn't get out of bed. I didn't want to get out of bed. I put the hob on. I put the hob on for a bit. You know, crack a window, have that going through. It works good, you know, if you're making tea and stuff like that. Yeah, it's good. But other than that, yeah, it's just flipping horrible. The van needs to be warm. I was thinking it's not even winter yet, and it's gonna be evil in here, I can imagine. I could see my breath, you know. Well, I can't now, but I was literally there, and it was just like I see dead people. It was terrible. It was absolutely horrible, and you don't want to be like that. I think when you're in a van, this is the important thing: is you don't want to be cold, you don't want to be miserable in the van, and that's what I'm not looking forward to. And it sucks as well because, like, last week I made a bet with my dad that he thinks I'm not going to stay in the van for the winter. He's like, oh, you'll come home for the winter and use this for the summer. I thought, no, I'm not. I kept saying, no, I ain't. But I made a £50 bet from like in the next 2 weeks till March, when the winter's over, unless I'm ill. And if you're ill, and that's one thing I'm worried about as well, is if you get ill in a van. Oh, I couldn't imagine it. And I get colds every year. I get a couple of colds, you know, like clockwork. And colds are alright. I think if you got the flu, and I do catch bugs, and you know what bugs are like going around, I don't want to be in this van, so I'll probably be at home and off sick, because I'm a right pussy when it comes to being ill. But yeah, going back to sorry guys, I'm quite tired actually today. Going back to the actual keeping warm, what I've been doing is these are brilliant. I tell you what, when you do them at night, first thing before you go to sleep or bed, get in bed, watch a film, whatever, do these. Oh man, it's so good. And I even got this a couple of weeks ago. It's quite cool. Didn't know they existed. Amazon, I think it was 18 quid. Is it Amazon or eBay? Yeah, Amazon. And that's awesome. And you know, I only filled it up to flipping there. But yeah, that's really good. But it's a major thing, keeping warm. Oh God, I'll show you what I've done. You have to bear with me, you might have to see my hair. Yeah, I was so desperate. I think it is, you know, it's coming through here, but it's not the fact of water. It was pissing down on the weekend basically, and I had a few leaks. I've got a regular leak that's from the ceiling fan, and I've got to sort that. Me and my dad try and sort that out. I've sealed it, I've painted over it. I think it just cracks, and then the water's a bitch. It gets through. Water does get through, but where it's the moisture's coming in, and even though I've got them absorbers in the van, it's, you know, it's doing a bit, but it's not doing enough, and it's getting through it, and that is just becoming bloody drenched. And the other morning I woke up and I had a little leak. Oh yeah, I can point to it there. And I've sealed that. I've put some sealant on that to cover it up. A little leak, and my flipping mattress was soaked. And that was the morning of Sunday. So now I remember, because you know, that was where it was freezing. I was pissed off, and that's what made me think, like, yeah, you don't you don't want to be cold in a van. You'd be so miserable. So I've got plans for that, which I'll talk about in a minute. I try not to make this too long. But yeah, what I've done, just for now, just because, you know, money and everything, and just trying to get this thing sorted, is that I've got this, mind the skull, you know, the sheet. And what I do is at night, well, I did it last night, it's the first time I've done it, is I lock it in here all the way round. See what I'm saying? Lock it in there and then close the door, and you know, it's just extra flipping protection. And it was that's the thing, it was alright this morning. It wasn't too bad. It was quite comfortable actually. It was nice and cool down here in the south. Shit. I've just taped that up there. Let's open that door. It's awesome. I open it. Yeah. So yeah, flipping heck. It's got to be sorted. But what I'm planning on getting, because what I didn't want to do is, I love this LDV, but you just never know when you're going to change vans. The MOT's up in the end of January, and you know, it's rusty as hell under the bottom. I'd like to get that sorted, sanded down, painted over with this special paint that can help with rust. And yeah, and I had a few electrical issues in the car as well, in the van. But I hope to have this for like 2-3 years. That's my plan. 2-3 years, and then save up and get something, you know, a lot more money. But I don't want to put like leisure batteries in it and solar on the roof. I don't want to put too much into it. So what I'm getting, and I didn't even know they existed till a couple of weeks ago. It's brilliant. They're just giant power banks. They're it's basically a power bank converter. You can run anything off it, really. Basically, you can run a 55-inch TV. You can run your PlayStation, heater, things like that. There's different wattage ones. Obviously, the more wattage, the more expensive they get. But the one I've got my eye my eye on is, how much is it? Is it 300? Yeah, well, there's two actually. There's one that's 300 and one that's 400, and they're both 400 watt, which ain't too bad for, you know, 400 watt, and it can be charged by the mains like in a house, solar, which is great, and by your cigarette 12 volt in the van. It charges it as you drive, so that's quite cool. But I want to get the solar, so I want to get the solar package and basically use it like that, and I can take it, well, have it anywhere. And if I did sell the van, that would be coming with me. So yeah, I want to, reviews of these kind of things are good. They're, you know, so big, you've probably seen them. I didn't. But yeah, I'm going to get that, and I'm going to have I don't know if I'm going to have a heater run on it, because the wattage on those things are really high. You know, the lowest one I could find was 240 watt. Yeah, 240 watt, and it was one of those little desk ones. I thought, fuck, that's not going to do much, is it? So I'll tell you what I'm getting in a minute. But yeah, and plus I'd want to run my TV. I want to get a projector. I want to run that off it, and if I get my PlayStation in there, maybe, I don't know, there's no plan yet, I don't want no rush with that at all, then I'd be able to run it. So that's, I want to be able to run other things, but obviously the heating's important. But anyway, I'm going to get a butane gas. You know, I know they're not the safest, but as long as you crack a window, be sensible and have that burning. So I'm going to order one of them in a couple of days. Yeah, you'll be safe, just don't fall asleep with it on. You know, it's safer indoors, but you just got to have good ventilation, basically. I don't know what else to say about the cold. Yeah, it's cold when it gets like it. You know, the front cab, that blooming, oh, that's like Waterworld in there. Just mainly the condensation, actually. Just, you know what it's like when it gets cold, the condensation. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, that's just the main thing you've got to think about. One of your big things to think about is the bloody cold. But I'm going to sort that out. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I'm going to have to, because it's going to be mean. It's going to be flipping mean. I bought a couple of things. I might show you. It's going to be a bit awkward. Oh crap. I bought these. It's great. Poundland's great. They're just these little general store grocers hardware gifts, and you know, they don't slide off. Brilliant. You just put all your crap in it, and yeah, brilliant. I've got like 5 of them. Poundland. Guess how much? £1 each. But oh yeah, something else actually. Something else. First Sunday morning was the morning I actually ran out of these bad boys, and obviously I wanted to heat the van up for a little bit, turn it off, do the hot water balls, make a coffee, stuff like that. But I ordered some the night before, and I thought, oh man, I'm not going to have it in time. I can't go 2-3 days without those butane cans. They need to cook. So I thought, sod it, go outdoors. And I know it's quite expensive in there, but I went in there and it was, get away Cheerios. It was like 8 for 12 quid. But that's obviously with the discount card, and I didn't have the discount card, so I took them to the till. It came to £17, and I was like, oh, you know, how much is the gift card? How much is the go outdoors card? And it was a £5, so it cost me 17 quid anyway. But it's good to have it. It's good to have a place like that in case you need, you know, desperately you need stuff. And it's not bad in there. I think once you got the discount, you know, it's quite good. You know, price in there, to be honest. But I wouldn't buy my main stuff in there, like my big stuff, my big bad boy stuff. That's Amazon, to be honest. Oh god, I'm so knackered. I've got to eat yet as well. I'm starving. Right, okay, I think we're gonna have to call it that, to be honest. I don't think there's much more to go about the call. It'll be updated, definitely a called video. I just didn't know what to do. I got back to the van and I thought, oh, I should do a video. But even though I felt tired, but you know, apologies for the tiredness. But I'll do an updated video anyway of the installation. Right, okay guys, see you soon.